Hi music students, it's Mr. Roderick here in the Music Bunker, and today we're going to study the science of sound. If you want to study the science of sound, or what scientists call acoustics, you have to think like a musician and a scientist at the same time. When scientists talk about sound and sound waves, they use these words: oscillation, frequency, amplitude, and wave shape. When musicians talk about how instruments make sounds, they use these words: vibration, pitch, volume, timbre. Both these things mean the same thing. Well, that looked kind of weird. Every musical instrument makes some sort of vibration in order to make a sound. But what does vibration mean? Can you vibrate? Well, please show me. I would like to watch. Yes, that is a vibration. When I ask students to vibrate, they do all kinds of stuff. It's awesome. So, a vibration is an oscillation of the parts of a fluid or an elastic solid whose equilibrium has been disturbed, or of an electromagnetic wave. I don't understand any of that because I'm not a scientist, but I can show how different instruments vibrate. Let's take a guitar, for instance. If I play a guitar, what vibrates? Mr. Roderick isn't too hot at playing the guitar, but he can get the job done. So what vibrates? You are right. The strings vibrate. They vibrate so quickly that they kind of look like a blur, right? This guitar is slightly out of tune. Perfect. That's the way I love it. So what else vibrates in a guitar? Well, you're right. The air inside this hole vibrates, correct? And as a matter of fact, all of the wood in the guitar vibrates when I pluck a string. I can feel it vibrating against my body right now. And all the wood and the air inside the guitar vibrating makes all the air around the guitar and in the whole room vibrate, and that's what goes in your little ear and makes a sound. Now, scientists would describe the sound of a guitar in exactly the same way, except they'd use the word oscillation, right? When I pluck a string, it oscillates, which makes the wood oscillate and the air oscillate, and that's what goes in your little ear and makes a sound. How about this piano? How does it make a vibration? Well, if you look on the inside of the piano, you can see that when I strike a key, a little felt hammer comes up and strikes the strings. The strings are vibrating, but they're vibrating so fast you can't see them. But if I put my finger on these three strings that are vibrating together, it stops the vibration. You can hear a little vibration in the rest of the piano, which leads us to know that when you strike a key on the piano, the string vibrates, the wood of the piano vibrates, all of the wood of the piano vibrates, the air around the piano vibrates, and that's what goes in your little ear and makes a sound. How about this old drum? What vibrates on the drum? Yes, of course you are correct. This top part, it's called the head, vibrates. As a matter of fact, if you look really closely, you can see the head of the drum vibrate. And the truth is, the drum head vibrates. All of the drum vibrates. The air inside the drum vibrates. All of the air vibrates around the drum, and that's what you hear as a sound. I can even put my hand right here above the drum, not touching it, but just above it, and I can feel the vibrations of the drum. I can feel the air molecules tickling my hand. If you try that at home, if you have a drum, maybe you can feel the vibrations of the air molecules above the drum head. How about this cymbal? What vibrates on this cymbal? Let's try this slow motion and see if you can see the vibrations of the cymbal. How about this trumpet? What vibrates when I play this trumpet? Well, it may surprise you that the first thing that vibrates when I play the trumpet are my lips, because I go like this. And so the lips vibrate, the air inside the trumpet vibrates, the vibrating air comes out of this bell and goes the air all around, and that's what goes in your little ear and makes a sound. Musical instruments make pitches, high pitches and low pitches. If I want to make a high pitch on the guitar, I choose one of the strings that is smaller and put my finger way up here to make the string actually shorter, so only this part vibrates, and that makes a high pitch. Here's the highest pitch you can make on a guitar, I think, at least my guitar. Low pitch strings are bigger around and fatter, and the lowest pitch on the guitar is this one with no fingers on it, and here's a low E. How about that? On the piano, the low pitches are on the left-hand side of the keyboard. The high pitches are on the right-hand side of the keyboard. If you want to play from the lowest to the highest, you play every single key from the left to the right, black and white. Let's play a game. I'm going to play a low key and a high key, or sit on the floor, and every time I play a high key, stand up, and every time I play a low key, sit down. Close your eyes, don't look. Yes, that's low. You should be sitting down. Yes, that's high. You should be standing up. Don't fall down and knock your head on the coffee table. Let's take a closer look at the piano. On a piano, you can see that the lowest pitched string is really big around, and you can't see it, but it goes way down inside the piano. Oh. And the high-pitched strings on the piano are really small and short. See, they only go about this far. And there are 3 of them together, but they are big. And as you go from high to low, the strings get longer and bigger around. I love these pan pipes because you can see that the highest pitched pipe is very short, and the lowest pitched pipe is longer. So they would say smaller instruments and shorter strings and shorter pipes make higher frequency sound waves, and longer strings or pipes or bigger instruments produce lower frequency sound waves. Let's talk about volume, or as scientists would say, amplitude. Music can have a high or low volume or amplitude, and this one's an easy concept. I like to think about the radio in my car. The radio in my car has an amplifier, and when I turn on the radio, I can turn up the volume knob
So what's like your favorite
for a high volume
of that classic rock?
Well, I grew up with
and a low volume.
The Beatles, for example. But also...
Hey, they're talking about the Beatles. Tambor. Now here's an interesting word because it doesn't look the way it sounds. That's because it's French, and it's also a really cool concept. Every instrument has a different kind of sound. If I play the flute, and then I play the piano, and then I play the guitar, or I play the recorder, all those instruments had the same pitch, they had about the same volume, but they have a different timbre. You could close your eyes and I could play an instrument and you could tell exactly what that instrument is. As a matter of fact, close your eyes and I'm going to play one of these instruments, the guitar, or the recorder, or the flute, or the piano, and you have to tell me which one it is, all right? Close your eyes. I'm going to play one of them. Are you sure they're closed? Okay, here we go. You may open your eyes now. Which instrument was it? Well, of course it wasn't any of those instruments. It is Mr. Roderick going, whoop! In the next video, we're going to head outside the music bunker to Mr. Roderick's little farm high atop Mount Clemens, and we're going to see what sorts of instruments we can find just around the property. And you can do the same thing at home. Also, we will see some of Mr. Roderick's friends from all over the world play their instruments, and you'll be able to guess what kind of timbre you think those instruments will make before you hear them, what kind of pitch, what kind of volume. There are some vibrations right there coming from dogs. And in the next video, we're also going to see an oscilloscope and how an oscilloscope can actually draw a sound wave.